Alright guys, let's jump into the server. GeoTV lagging a little bit. There we go. No one has joined. What's up, Wolfer? Thanks for joining, Matt. Appreciate it. Shouldn't it be in the middle of the day there? know those feelings, bro. I know those feelings. That sucks even more because right now in Toronto you walk outside and it's basically a snow globe, so if you're at all tired it's even colder than you think it is. So good. Got a few more Variance players in the server now. Why is that? Did you get a new job? Oof. Yeah, uni starting can do that. Whereabouts are you? Are you in Auckland or Australia somewhere? Ah, that's not too bad. I don't find it too bad getting into the city unless you lived like in South Auckland or like really far up north. I lived around kind of like the Mount Albert area. That was all good. Looks like we have Seaside in as well. Seaside's the coach, for anyone who doesn't know. He's also a caster as well, but due to the fact that he's coaching, he won't be casting this, unfortunately. Really? A 2-hour bus? That's different, man. I didn't know that. Whereabouts on the shore are you? Doesn't make quite enough sense. Oh, that sucks, dude. My brother lives just off the Upper Harbour Highway, so it takes him it's a little easier for him to get back. Yeah, that would make a difference. How far up the shore are you? Because 2 hours is fucking ages, man. Fair enough. Have you got a car? Yeah, well, my brother's probably one of those people. Gets there and then just parks up. It's just easier. It cuts down the commute by quite a bit, not having to bus to the main station. True, that sucks. I don't know why they charge for that, eh? New Zealand's a bit weird like that. So for everyone just joining, this is a bit of a slightly different lineup for Variance. They recently re-added Powers, who's a Rain/VG alum, and Shuka has been benched. It was a mutual decision. There's still a lot of love between Shuka and Variance GG, so don't worry about that too much. It was an overall mutual and team decision, which I can really appreciate, and it's really good. Looks like we do have 5 for both teams, plus the coach for Variance Gaming, so we'll see whether or not we're going to get started soon. If you're just tuning in, the players to watch, at least from the Variance side, are definitely going to be Fang and KMZ. I can guarantee you they're going to be popping some head. Up until the very last game, actually, Variance have been doing really well. They're at 9-3 in the advanced for this for the season, and you know they lost the last game 16-5, but they attributed that to some silly mistakes. The rounds were closer than I think they expected, but I think they're really looking to come back with this one, and they're hoping Powers can kind of give them a little bit more, you know, firepower, a little bit more experience, I suppose, in that particular regard. Fang already TKing people. Isn't that a surprise, Justin? Yeah, that's crazy, man. Parking in Toronto is absurd as well, with like parking in town. And the insurance costs here are even worse. Alright, looks like we are going live with the knife round. With it being Mirage, you know, the knife round isn't going to be as important, I think. Some teams actually do a lot better on the T side with their knowledge and work around rotation, so we'll see how InControl and Variance go. Bit of a close knife round on this one, but InControl Gaming do come away with it. For me, one of the most interesting aspects of Counter-Strike is always the pistol rounds. A lot of people tend to think that, you know, it does come down to almost luck to an extent, because, you know, pistol shots can be relatively random. But in my opinion, it's the strat that you run depending on the team that you're playing is very important. For example, Renegades on Train, when they played in the recent major qualification, you know, they really did some interesting stuff. They ran through Con all the way through to A site, which was pretty hilarious. This looks like a full-on B rush by Variance. They do have a lot of smokes coming out. They've got droids sitting in sight, tapping away at Fang. Fang does get traded out. Agony taking down one Niska, also taking down droid. So far, now in a 3v2. Oh, they've got to cover the bomb planter. They're not sure if they're aware that the players are out. Bite now sitting at the last player behind pillar. Oh, Spammer has seen him, so this should be a fairly easy round for VG here. Looks like they're converging on him here. They're not really wanting to give him very much of a chance to take 1v1s or anything of the sort. Ooh, a Craig by KMZ. That's an interesting one. The rest of the team, a relatively normal buy. We've got an ump on Spammer and a Mac 10 on Fang. InControl, they're doing the controlled thing, and you know, going for almost the full eco. A couple of flashes and a P250. They might try and you know, have a little bit of a cheeky play through mid with that. We'll see. Fang with the Mac 10, you know, that's a cheap gun. He doesn't really have too much to lose here. The CTs are going to be buying next round anyway, and that seems to be where the meta's going these days as well. So he's kind of pushing the envelope a little bit, just, you know, chucking a couple of nades, showing some presence. Variance Gaming playing this quite well. They're ensuring that, you know, they're covering all of their angles. You've got Spammer all the way back there holding the A-ramp push as well as the Palace push. You also have KMZ helping him out there too. Power's in prime position to take this. Down's bite as he tries to go for a cheeky push. And Powers is aware that, you know, they might not be by themselves. Peeks again. Down goes, wow. And they're already in A-side. Oh no! Droid double dink Spammer. So I'm wondering if they're going to push B on this. Yep, KMZ does get dinked. It would be wise for him to fall back here. There's no reason to lose that Craig to the CTs. Variance Gaming doing their due diligence, clearing the sites. Pretty standard plant on default, and KMZ has Usain bolted it straight out of the A site. There's no reason to lose anyone else here. Cuba actually would gain from pushing the envelope here a little bit, but it doesn't look like they're doing that, interestingly enough. Maybe they want to save that to have a little bit more utility. It is a little bit weird to think. Fang does look like he's going for the chase a little bit. If they go through Rat Hole, it's going to be fun. Powers does have a Galil, so going through that might be a problem. He is watching it. So far, pretty good from Variance. They're playing them, you know, playing methodical CS. They're holding their angles. They're not leaving aspects of the map open. Interesting to see if that maintains throughout the rest of the map and how InControl are really going to try and counter that a little bit. Alright, 4 orgs. Gotta love the current meta. It's not, definitely not what you kind of want to see. So do a KMZ. Oi, that's a rough one. Bite has to be biting himself there. Tonight's gonna be punny, guys. Anyway, down to 2 HP for KMZ there. Unfortunate on Bite's, but I do believe the org is a one-shot. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Nesco going for some of the newer smokes. No, it looks like he's moved actually. It looks like Variants are quite well attuned to the B site in terms of their executes. We've got Cooper in jail here. We'll see whether or not he can do anything here. Powers does unfortunately drop out as he jumps out. Spammer takes down Cuba. It looks like InControl holding this pretty well, all things considered, but Nesca giving them a little bit of a chance here. KMZ now on 2 HP with a Galil. Droid has no idea this is coming. Oh, he does have 2 HP. WoW should get... Oh, bad luck. All things considered, I would expect Variance to buy up here. You know, InControl only had 1 player left. So it'll be interesting to see if they don't buy up here actually. There we go, Powers does end up grabbing an AK Spammer with the Galil, everyone else pretty standard. Fang once again going for the SMG. A little bit more of a utility play there as well. Interesting, they're going to go for a bit of a mid presence here. Nesco with a bit of an NA flash there. Not sure he's too happy. Powers again as well. Oh, did that hit Agony? No. Powers does try to creep through that smoke and does end up costing him a fair bit. Be interesting to see whether or not Fang and them expect this from him. Agony is tagged up quite heavily. I should probably turn off this music. I did not even realize it was on. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go. by holding the angle with a scout. Interestingly, I guess with that much money left, they don't really have too much of a problem. Variance now readjusting towards the A site after that initial push to B. KMZ has made himself all the way up through to connector. We do have droid on cat, I believe, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. InControl playing this relatively smart. You know, they've got a, that's an interesting little. Whoops. Let's see. Where are we? Cuba, Cuba and Agony. A little bit of a boost there. So there is an execute onto the A site. KMZ covering his angles, you know, mollying off cat, which is something that a lot of people fail to do while going in with the org. KMZ now left again once by himself, unable to do anything against that org. The augmenter is definitely not something I entirely agree with, to be honest. In my opinion, it kind of ruins the game a little bit. Interestingly so, well, when Agony have switched out their orgs for AKs. They did a decent amount of damage that, you know, even one round here will cause InControl Gaming to go to an eco, but with this round here, with Variance going on a full eco, I don't see that being likely. This is the kind of round, especially with 3 Deagles, that you really want to take those long-range fights, do as much damage as possible. Unfortunately, with the orb now in play, that's not entirely, you know, viable anymore. And Variance Gaming cleaned up pretty well by InControl here. InControl maintain all of their guns too. What's up, Azzy? Full buy here from Variance KMZ on the AWP. Let's take a look at where he's going at the moment. It looks like they are going for a bit of mid control. There is no AWP on the InControl side. They are pushing up pretty hard up here. Oi, KMZ not expecting that push there. Looks like Variance are going to try and take this back, but a smart retreat by Android there to get out of harm's way. Variance still pushing the envelope here a little bit. It looks like they are wanting to take connector, or at the very least clear it out. They did smoke off cat earlier, so we'll see whether or not they use that at the moment, or whether or not they decide to just kind of leave it there. Spammer now picking up the AWP, holding the peak angle, which is interesting because, you know, his players in mid are kind of holding that a little bit. Agony pushed all the way up. GG. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Nesca was actually in Palace. Agony pushed all the way through A ramp there. Variants are going to have to be careful of that. Looks like Agony was aware that Nesca was in Palace there, and he chose to ignore that, which is actually a very, very smart move because, and it is risky as well. You know, Nesca could have checked that at any particular point in time, but Agony did take the roll of the dice there, and it paid off pretty well. Spammer pretty much open to being wrecked by that flank. Once again, Variance on an eco here. So Fang taking down someone mid. Droid whiffing that spray a little bit. Fang unable to finish Droid off there. All that's left is KMZ in the apartments with a P250. They do see the bomb up cat, so they are looking to, you know, clear that off. KMZ unable to get anything done there. Nothing but a P250. Can't really hold that against them. 5-2 now to InControl. Does that count as insider trading, Mirage? You know, just funneling money back in. Right, so there does seem to be a little bit of a plan here. They are going 4 people mid, looking to get hard mid control. Wondering if they heard Nesca there. Oh no, Nesca with a gun change. Wow, unable to see that. KMZ taking out Agony as well in mid. Nesca trying to go for another trade here, does get taken out by Bite. But VG are already out mid, you know, they're already out, and they have secured the A site. Looks like there it is, and KMZ does clear out Cuba from jungle. 5-3 now to InControl Gaming. They do still have a very, very strong economy. Depending on what's bought, they should have at the very least 2 more buys. Everyone's sitting pretty currently over 3k, almost 4. Agony sitting a little under 2k, but that shouldn't be a problem. If they lose this round, they'll definitely have another buy-in. Bite almost definitely able to buy for Agony if required. I'm assuming Droid will be able to rebuy in AWP as well. This is a fast A play by Variance. They've got a double stack in sight and the counter flashes are working really, really well. Power's trading out for KMZ. Power's going in. Oh no, he's in a 1v2 here. 1 connector, 1 jungle. He does have an AK and a Dream. He does have a little bit of utility as well, so he seems to be using that relatively smartly. Agony kind of giving away his position here a little bit, but not really meaning anything with that AUG. Six to 3 now to InControl, and that is a relatively hard reset for Variance. That said, with the win that they had last round, which was fairly clean, they do end up with 3 rifles and a UMP. A Craig again on KMZ. Taking a small tick of damage, not enough to write home about. Does, however, put him pretty close to headshot range, I believe. Looks like this is a set play here from InControl, going for a hard mid play. Variance completely and utterly flashed. They are looking a little bit lost here with the aggression, with the aggression being shown by InControl. They're really methodically pushing things as well. They're waiting a little bit, they're throwing the utility, keeping Variance back, and then pushing off the back of that. There is a freeze time coming through for Variance here. It'll be interesting to see how they adjust. Interestingly, with the scoreline, InControl pretty evenly stacked across the board in terms of kills. Variance relatively close amongst the bottom 3, and then you've got Powers and KMZ up at 9 and 7. That said, the likes of Fang and Spammer seem to have been more geared towards utility. This is a full kit from InControl. If VG really want to do anything here, they're going to have to come up with something very creative, which I don't think they have currently. They've got 2 P250s and a Glock. I'm not sure why that molly was thrown that early into the round. Seems interesting. They do seem to be taking heavy mid control here. I think a fast A execute may be useful for them, but we'll see what happens. They should have enough loss bonus here. Looks like InControl hunting for the eco frags. Neska with nothing but a Glock. Oh, does take a little bit of a tag, and Droid going for that peek, wanting to get that kill. Gets TK'd, or rather friendly fired in the middle of it, but he got the kill, so RWS gained. All the same. KMZ still on that Craig life. Let's see what Variants do here. Like I said before, an A execute here would be very good, knowing that they have so much presence in mid. That lamp flash absolutely destroying WoW, and now they are all up in A at the moment. KMZ about to eat a little bit of a nade. Takes a little bit of damage, but not too much. Neska taking a little bit of a tag from Connector. The utility now completely and utterly burned for Variance, and they're pushing a smoke here. That's a very interesting call. I'm unsure as to why they needed to be that aggressive. They did have A entirely there. It does beg the question a little bit, makes it a little bit confusing. Droid taking out Spammer as the last player alive. The idea on the execute was there. Unfortunately, I feel like Variance did get a little bit aggressive. With the plant, they are very, very close to a buy, so they could go for a half buy or they could go for a force. With this many no, Shuka's here watching this as well. Ramen did, I apologize for this. Looks like Powers is trying to go for a straight up connector play. Powers going through the smoke. They're pushing through smokes again, which is very, very interesting. They seem to have a... To be fair, Henos, he is still on the bench, so, you know, he is still in that team. Yeah, Shuka would have checked that angle. Alright, so we do have a full buy here from Variance, or, well, at the very least, a force buy. KMZ on nothing but armor and an AK. Bite going for the push here. I wonder if Ness is going to be aware of this. Or he does get the tag, but Bite unfortunately gets the headshot with WoW there as well. You know, this isn't going to be something that Variance can push. Now all they have is 2 flashes. Executing on any site here is going to be borderline impossible. They're going to have to try and fake with a little bit of noise here. They do still have 4 mollies on the InControl side. Fang trying to lurk out here. I'm wondering if he's going to get seen. Yep, Cupid does pick that up. There's 2 of the mollies used, so this isn't completely lost. Powers has managed to sneak out here, but it comes down to whether or not he's going to check underneath Palace. And he does not check underneath Palace. Bite does take him out. Bit of a free kill there. All his for the taking. Spammer in a 1v4, InControl hunting. Oh, gets dinked by Agony through the wood. You should definitely slide, Shuka. How do you pronounce your name, by the way? Because it's, as far as I know, it's Shukar, but, you know, I don't think most people are going to understand that. It's a bit of a shoddy buy here from Variance, but I guess they can't really do very much else. Spammer going for a late mid-smoke, hopefully allowing the people, you know, underpass to come out. Droid, however, posted up with an AWP here. That is a free kill for Droid. It's unfortunate that they didn't get the guy out underneath an underpass out quicker. Droid's still sitting in Cat. They are still 3 people on B, so if they can get to A fast enough, Variants do have this. It's proven to be a relatively weak site for breaking into as well. Looks like they are pushing up pretty hard on CT. Bite does take down Nexa. Powers out on Cuba there. Oh, this looks like Fang in a 1v2. He can do this if he grabs this kill. It's against an AWP, but unfortunately he's unable to finish it. That is a strong half by InControl. 12-3. Variance backs up against the wall here. Looks like we are getting right back into this. They aren't fucking around here. Interestingly, the frags unfortunately on Fiji's side, only 1 person has hit double digits, unfortunately. With this one, Variance will get, you know, a... Oh, KMZ tries to swing out there against Droid and underpass, unfortunately unable to finish it off. Powers does take him down. Niska following up with Droid as well. However, InControl are now on the B site, making this a little bit difficult. Spammer taking down Agony as he tries to get forward position on the B site towards Market. WoW up in apartments and, you know, Bite planting by himself. This is a little bit dangerous. It doesn't look like Bite's going to be able to get this plant down. Oh, as I say that, 2 quick kills with the Glock. I'm unsure if he knows. He has no idea Niska's here. Based off his current movements, he does not know. Oh no, Niska made some noise there. This could get dangerous with Fang on 8 HP. They just need to play this smart. 55 seconds, sure, but... Ooh, Niska playing this smart. He is walking. He's just holding this angle. If Bite goes towards Palace, or towards door, and there it is, Niska does secure that. A very, very needed round for Variance there. Ooh. InControl Gaming going for the disrespect play, going for a full-on Deagle armor buy with helmets too, which means these FAMASas, all of their guns are going to have a hard time doing this. You've got Agony on the scout trying to weaken up players for the rest of the Deagles. However, they have left the bomb and spawn, so that's going to be interesting. There goes the scout, which does eliminate a very large threat for Variance. Powers continuing to be the fighting force for Variance, getting another 2 kills himself. Droid, the only one left with, half a chance here with Bite at 7 HP. Does have a scout and a Deagle though, so anything is possible. Spammer holding a very, very passive angle over, not a very, very passive angle, but a passive angle over at B by the looks of it. This does cover B entirely, apart from Cat, but they do have Fang up there as well, so that shouldn't be a problem. Let's go back to Auto Director. Variants do need to play this a little bit smart. They need to, get their geometry in play here, make sure that they are being covered fully. Bite about to walk out entirely into Power's line of sight. There it is. That's bombed down in mid as well. They do now know where Niska is, or Droid, sorry, so this should be done and dusted. Fang going for the peak, unfortunately losing, I guess, more than they really needed to there. Not so much the MP9, but the armor and any potential nades that he had as well. It's some of the basic stuff that I think if Variants touch up here, they're gonna be alright. Yeah, he's trying to get up there at the moment, Blake. He's currently at 4 for 14. I mean, as I mentioned before, it did seem like he was playing kind of the utility role on the T side. And, maybe that's why he's feeling a little bit antsy at the moment. Five smoke run for... Tell you what I'm gonna do. Let's see how the smoke plays out. This is a full-on smoke execute to try and get a bomb down. Interestingly, they are pushing towards connector by planning still a 5v5. They have pushed all the way in. KMZ cleaning up WoW and Agony with that. Let's see how they play this. They are just tapping away. Cuba down to 44. Cuba down now. Droid playing close range. Almost takes out Spammer as well. Bite just trying to kind of be a nuisance there. Unfortunately, he isn't able to do anything. Let's go back to Auto Director. 121 ADR on Powers at the moment. There is a 4x. It looks like they're going for a very fast play here. Variance will need to rotate pretty quickly. Thankfully, they do have a molly and a ramp, which, does stop that a little bit. Power's doing the smart thing, coming back, proving that he is a very, very smart player. Very good addition to the team. KMZ about to go for this peak. Does get it, even though he's flashed. He's going for a second. Oh no, gets taken out by Droid just at the very edge. Niska going down. Powers, Spam are able to take down Droid. Bite does trade him out though. It's now a 2v3. However, Cubit does have 3 HP. So if they clear out this guy into Palace, this should be relatively doable. Unfortunately, he does get the kill. Fang in a 2v1. Cuba on 3 HP. Yikes, Cubit does clear that out. And this is where that little jump through from Fang does cost them a little bit. You know, that one extra buy, having to buy out that extra armor and those extra nades, does cost them here. It's all about the fundamentals, kids. Pay attention. KMZ on the AWP here. He's gonna have to go pretty huge to be able to make a difference, and he does just that. Downs Droid. I think Cuba still managed to push all the way to boxes, and I'm unsure if KMZ is aware of that. That does give them a man advantage now. With the guns that they have, close angles are going to be their best friends. Let's see if they adjust accordingly. (13-6) with the ability to fully reset InControl here. They've only got 2 players above 2k. They're really not going to get very much. KMZ in a little bit of a predicament here because if he scopes, they can see him. Fang with the AUG holding the angle smartly comes back and then repeats shortly after. Fang making up for a little bit of the poor performance in the earlier half. Niska in a perfect position. That was so well played by him. He is, however, now making a lot of noise, and by lurking out of Palace does manage to catch him too. Bite in a 2v1 here, completely doable. He knows now that Spam is in connector. It's going to be a matter of making sure they know. Okay, so they know where Bite is now. This should be in the bag for Variance. There we go. I did say that they are in a hard reset, but they did manage to get the bomb down. So Cuba and Droid may very well be able to buy here as well as Bite with the number of rounds that they have like to play with. They may very well do this because they know that Variance's money is pretty low here. That said, it is good to see Variance coming alive on the CT side here. In my opinion, the AUG really does lend itself to very, very strong CT sides, particularly to passive maps where you can, you know, hold angles. A little bit of a mix-up there with the buy, unfortunately. KMZ a little bit late to window on that one, but it doesn't really matter. There's no mid-presence currently. The bomb is sitting in a ramp. If Niska pushes this is going to be... Oh, does he see him there? Oh, that's a perfect play. Now all Niska needs to do is come back. They have the advantage now. There's no reason to push. Mirage watching his boys play Mirage. CT side does look pretty good so far, Shooker. They're definitely holding their own. Well, trying to go for a little bit of a peek with the Mac 10. I don't think forcing with a Mac 10 was probably the smartest idea. I mean, sure, people are going to have armor, but in most cases you're going to try against an anti-eco to hold longer angles. Niska does hear this. Oh, what is he doing? Hey, he manages to sit on top of the ladder and get that kill anyway. And WoW is spotted. Droid dying to the flames there. Niska re-peeking, picking up Agony, trying to go for the spray transfer against the ghost of WoW, who's actually over at B. That little ladder hold. Remember, guys, do go follow Variance GG on Twitter. They could definitely do with the support. They're a very good org. I used to play with Fang, and he's had nothing but nice things to say about them. KMZ continuing to do work. This lag really coming away. KMZ getting 2 kills and a tag. He is padding those stats right now. Does get taken out by Droid with a deagle, but you know, what's done is done. 3 kills down and a tag as well. They know Droid is behind ticket here. And there we go, that's the cleanup. Is anyone going to be able to grab the AWP? Spammer going for it. Spammer does manage to do that on the last tick, I believe. It's unfortunate that we missed that. Let's see what happens here. It is a proper full buy from InControl here. Spammer does see them rushing up. I think they do check. Oh no, Fang's stuck with his nade out. Agony entering into the site like a beast here. That said, they do have very little utility to hold that off. And you know, these guys, Variance, have all of the utility in the world at the moment. KMZ holding the angle. It comes down to whether or not Cuba peeks, and Zeke takes him out. Zeke very aware here, you know, potentially checking for that flank. Yeah, that smoker is very good. It's just a pity that the timing on it was so bad. Droid peeking through a molly. I mean, it looks now like the roles are a little bit reversed in terms of the. I don't think they know that Agony's at empty pillar. And Agony clutches it with a perfect play there. That trigger discipline paying off something chronic. That is a big dick play. That is some big dick energy right there. At any point, if they check that, that's a round. That said, they now have 4 Mac 10s. They are going to be contending with 2 rifles. I believe Spammer does not have head armor here, so this could be very, very dangerous. Fang playing the smart game, just holding that angle, letting Zeke, you know, hold that for him until the first kill is down. Oh, Agony continuing to do damage to the boys. He's playing his heart out, but Variants are really, really bringing this back. And with that, that's a full reset on the part of on InControl. I don't understand why they bought AKs or 4 Mac 10s there. Did they assume that Variants would be low on money? It's a very weird call to make. I'm not sure if anyone was tracking the money effectively there, because Variants did have a couple of really clean rounds. Oh, KMZ about to get run down by like 3 Deagles. Oh, they do jump off, which changes things. KMZ, beautiful shot on Cuba mid-jump. Wow, sitting up there, Power's watching the smoke, knows that he was willing to do that. Oh no, that's a bad time to have a molly out, man. That's a questionable play. They need to check that. They've died a couple of times now, having you know, their nades out when they really didn't need them. Power's now holding the angle on window. Does see Droid there. Droid doing a decent amount of damage here as well, and does finish off Powers too. They do have Fang in window, and there we go. Perfect timing from Fang too. You know, doesn't make too much noise trying to peek that angle. And those are the kinds of things that make a massive, massive difference, just as we saw in the round with Agony as well. Justin's a beast, bro. I love Justin. Now he's now sitting on 14 to 17 after going 4 and 14. It really shows you, you know, just how strong the CT side is. But not just that, you know, Justin's mental fortitude here to really, really come back. That's 5 nades straight into window, and not a single point of damage done. KMZ was smart about that. I'm unsure if that was the spawn or whether it was just he decided not to go for it, but he was not there for those nades. I'm pretty sure I live like 15 or 20 minutes away from him as well, Raman. I live in Etobicoke. And he lives in Brampton. Yeah, which is just north of me, actually. I feel like Variants are overthinking it here. They know where the bomb is. They kind of just need to hold, you know, an angle and just wait. They have the man advantage. They still have 3 rounds to claw back. You know, it's just a matter of making sure that they just wait around. There's no reason to lose anyone here. Cuba does get taken down by Powers. Powers is having a hell of a game. He's 20 and 20, and shortly behind KMZ, 21 and 19. I feel like Powers frags have kind of been a little bit more impactful, in the sense that, you know, KMZ did get a few eco frags out in mid, but he's also had some very, very crucial frags, you know, against AWPs, taking those fights, those heads-up duels in mid as well. Definitely the two, the big dick players here for Variance tonight. Oh, really? Neska's in Ontario as well, or the GTA rather. There you go. Sorry, don't know why that was lagging. InControl going trying to get some strong mid control here. Fang posted up on Cat with an AUG. Not really too much else. They are using a lot of their utility to clear out, you know, somewhere where they're unsure that there might actually be a player. And they've got 3 people top mid and 2 people underpass. This is the kind of play that, you know, Agony really did take advantage of last half by pushing the envelope a little bit. But it looks like Variants do have a little bit of a read here. They are looking to take top mid control. Bite taking a tag from KMZ there. KMZ finishing him off with the repeat. He is feeling it today. He does not give a fuck. He's going for this too. And Spammer and Fang, as always, on B, being very, very smart. You know, they're holding on to their utility. They're using their utility wisely. Unfortunately, Fang did get caught out on that one round that put InControl up to 14. Oh, Powers with a beautiful spray down. That is a sick, sick spray down. Droid does trade him out, but that's still down to a 4v1. They know exactly where he is too. The trick here is again not to lose too many people. They've still got, you know, a decent number of rounds left. At the very least, you know, 3 or yeah, 3 I suppose. If they lose, you know, this round, they are going to need to make sure that they have enough money for the rounds following to try and tie it up. Give them the best possible chance here. That said, the money for InControl is lower now, and so they are going to be on a very weird half by no armor, or no head armor anyway, with a full execute. I'm not a huge fan of using nades to hold off rushes. Like, use a molly. If you're going to use the nade, just use a molly, in my opinion, because nades are very, like, I don't think you should use chance nades. I think that's why JW is as good as he is with the nades, because he's able to, you know, really take his time and play them properly. Looks like they are going for the push here. They're planting in the open, which could actually cause them issues. All 3 of them trying to rush him down now. Oh no, they're about to take Fang out in jungle. Fang unfortunately taken out. Neska pushed all the way through. How did he get here? How did he get here? He can actually hold off all 3 of these players now. Oh wow, does take out Powers with a very nice P250 shot. Looks like they are... Oh no, KMZ with the ninja! I'm so gutted I missed that. Oh, alright then, Neska. That's, yeah, some big dick plays there. Bit of a one-tap with the AUG no less. That bomb plant does give... yeah. Like I said, man, him and Powers on some big dick energy today. He just went straight for it. This is going to be a huge round. I think if Variants win this, they win the game. Oh, that nade should hit Bite. Bite eats that nade for 30 HP. Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, Mirage. That is a large amount of big dick energy, particularly at this point in the game, to go for that kind of play. And that wasn't even a Hail Mary either. He still had 3 people alive. Like, he just decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go for this. And that really came down to Niska somehow snaking his way all the way through to jungle, even with the entire side smoked off, and T players in CT, like he did not care. Everyone really pulling together here. Spammer, who I believe is the IGL, is on 11 kills, but he is also anchoring B site, so that does make quite a large difference. It's one of the reasons I don't necessarily enjoy, the IWS stat. Cuba taking a shit ton of damage, Fang nuking him there. They've got 3 people on B, but they do have a couple of people in jungle now. Oh, sorry, in... Oh, Spammer, as I say that, he does some amazing work here. He's gonna have to stay alive. He has to stay alive here. Never mind that, he gets the kill. WoW is all on his lonesome here. Niska does... Oh no, Niska makes noise! Niska makes the noise. Gives him the heads up that he's moving. That is unfortunate. Beautiful work by Spammer there too, getting 3 kills on the round. Unfortunate. That said, I feel that this could very much go into overtime. VG have been playing this really well. They've got a full buy with all the utility they could hope for. And, while InControl are the same, I think the rest of this half has shown that Variance are more than likely to be able to hold this off. They've got 4 orgs, well worth it. It looks like they have kind of identified that Cat might be a little bit of a weak spot, but they're jumping through smokes now. Why try and jump through that smoke? Power's now needing to get out of there with 12 HP left. Really needs to not be left open to any kind of spam. Niska taking a little bit. Nice, KMZ, perfect. That teamwork is really what you love to see. You really love to see that teamwork. A perfect flash into apartments allows KMZ to get set up there. And for anyone, below advanced or even in advanced at the lower ends, like that's the kind of thing that you need to really hold your own in this league right now. What is also not needed in this league is to have the one player with 12 HP anchoring the site where they're now getting executed on. Yikes. Nah, Powers doesn't give a fuck. KMZ, perched up on the angle, all of the utility in the world, and we are going to overtime. KMZ finishing that off with 26 kills. What an absolute beast. Is that why you're stuck in open, Xander? Jokes, bro. I don't even know which team you play for. I'm just fucking with you. I think with the confidence that KMZ, Justin and and Powers are really picking up here, they're really going to be able to do this. I think the confidence is really going to mean or have a world of difference for some of these players in Variance who simply weren't able to fire on the T side here. But the same could be said for InControl as well. They know that they're strong on their CT side over here. Yeah, and I think the momentum currently lies with Variance, because they do have that they do have that CT side first. I just hope Variance don't try and change it up. I think that what they're doing right now is more than enough to be able to give them the momentum going into the second half of OT. Here we go. 16k. More than enough money for all 3 rounds. Looks like they are playing this similar, but not quite. KMZ looks like InControl have changed things out a little bit. That's a lot of damage. These nades from Variance are doing some huge work here at the moment. Now all it comes down to is making sure that the A ramp is covered. Fang unable to get the second kill. Cuba on very little HP. Fang getting taken out there. Oh no, KMZ jumps through the smoke. He gets him before the bomb goes down. That actually gives him such a good advantage here. Yeah, Justin did need to swing a little bit there. I think he might have been told to relax though. He is getting pushed from CT. He needs to do this quickly, Spammer. Oh, unable to get the kill on WoW, even with the awareness. WoW ending up on 22 HP. See what they do with this one. They had a good start there. They did a lot of damage. Neska doing work. Still one player under Palace. He's just gonna get caught there. He does do more than enough for his team. Cuba sitting on 8 HP in a 2v3 or in a 3v3. Sorry. KMZ. There is a AWP posted up there, so taking this fight. Oh, he moves just in time. Cuba is, yeah, he's the three-man player. Fang trying to go for the kill on Agony. Agony going for the test. Oh, this is a good play by KMZ. He does make the cat jump. He is all the way out. He needs to not make too much noise here. Oh, Agony with the perfect peek on that. That is unfortunate. That was a really smart play by him too. I think he needed to wait a little bit longer. He would have had access to a number of kits across the site, so looks like Variance kind of falling apart at the edges here. It looks like they did change their game plan a little bit, going heavy on the A side, which is unfortunate, but still a very, very strong buy by Variance here. Looks like they are going for a bit of a B fake. They know that that's a set play. And that could be a red herring. That could absolutely be a red herring. They could rotate people over to B for that. That said, Agony does take a lot of damage trying to get up there. He's still trying to come out, and he's not able to get that. But it looks like they are looking to split onto A here from underpass. They have no one on A itself, which isn't a terrible thing. A 5v4 retake isn't bad. Powers does get that kill on him. KMZ holding for the CT push. This should be around for Variance here, particularly with, you know, Bowers and Connector. I say that Bite and WoW clear out jungle and Connector. They do have two low players. They have one AWP and two AUGs, so this should be doable, but we'll see how they use their utility to do this. Oh no, Spammer does hear that. Oh, what? Is this going to be another ninja defuse? They get it. Are you serious? Oh no! Oh man. Well, we were talking about the momentum. It does now lie with InControl, getting 2 out of the 3 rounds on the T side, which is, you know, 66% of the entirety of the T rounds that they got on the 15-round half. So it's going to be interesting. Sorry, Asa, I can't really tell you what happened to the other caster. I'm doing this as a favor for Mirage. Yeah, Powers has really been showing up today. The first round from VG are really going to set the tone for the rest of this half. I think with KMZ warmed up, Fang now picking it up too, along with Powers, you know, holding some big dick energy throughout the entire game. I think Variance have a very, very good chance of taking this, but InControl have been playing really, really well here. You know, it seems more like their aim duels came up better during the overtime as opposed to the actual strats. Spammer on the Craig this time. Be interesting to see where he goes with it. Powers throwing out a solitary flash. Trying to get InControl to use their utility. Oh, that nade into KMZ does not do as much damage as I thought it would. Very, very passive setup here by both teams. Actually, I say that. It looks like Agony and Cuba are potentially pushed up onto Cat. No, it's Droid and Agony there. I like this. I like this a lot from Variance. They are letting InControl burn through their utility with very, very little information elsewhere. But this is where urgency comes into it. And I've spoken about this a lot with teams that I've coached. Urgency is a key detail. IGLs who have good reads need to be trusting in their calls and their team to just say, you know what, this is it. This is what we've done. We've executed. We've put them to one side of the map. Let's execute off this hard. And they need to do it fast. And it looks like this is what Variants are doing. This is a full-blown execute. That is half their utility out. Why run through a smoke? I'm sorry, I kind of have to come across. I have to come out of the whole casting idea here and like, why? For what reason? Why are we trying to go for, you know, heroic plays like that through a fucking smoke? Like, there's no reason to do that. To me, it sums up a lot of what the amateur scene really kind of, you know, is missing. I say this, and here we are with Variance about to lose a very easy round for them. Oh no, Fang unable to clear out. Oh no, Spammer picks it up. What a beautiful round. What a beautiful round from Spammer there. Bilal coming up huge on that, and that really should help Variance Gaming understand that, you know, they really can do this. Seems like the nerves might be getting to Fang just a little bit. He had a couple of fairly easy fights there that I'm confident that he would take any other day of the week. But it will be interesting to see. He is looking to push through a smoke. Justin, please don't do this. Don't do this to me, Justin. Do not push through that smoke. Just hide there. Don't move. Once again, Variants are covering their angles. It looks like they are letting InControl kind of go through their utility. It does look like InControl are going for that boost on bench again to look all the way into T-Apps, and that could prove problematic for KMZ if he isn't, you know, aware of that. They are throwing a little bit of utility, but the bomb is all the way back down in T-spawn, so they could go anywhere really. This is a very interesting play from Droid here. If he gets caught out, this is... Oh no, that is a full-on walkout. That is a walk peak if I've ever seen one. That said, they did show, you know, presence towards B there earlier. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go about trying to handle that. So Ramen for... Oh no, what is this? Oh no, they walked into that. That player in CT should have been dead any day of the week. That is bomb down in mid. They're completely locked off now with no utility. Powers landing a very crucial kill. Let's see if you can do it all for Variance here, not to force them into a second OT. Unfortunately, unable to do it. One more round. And it looks like VG are going for the pause there. It looks like they've got a double up setup. What's going on there? No, it looks like they're dropping some AWPs and AKs and using as much money as they can, trying to get to give them the best possible chance. Yeah, so Ramen, when you're perched on top of that, you can see deep into apartments. And it is a annoying off angle because the moment they drop, you have no chance of catching them. Holding B site, I don't see any reason that anyone anchoring B site these days, or even, doubling up on B site, shouldn't at the very least be able to get 2 or 3 kills. With the number of ridiculous angles that T's have to check now, going in for a peek, it's impossible. Because even the peek on boxes, right? You can crouch and not be seen, and then just come back up and do the same thing, right? Same with that boost on bench. You can crouch and then come back up, and it's not going to be a problem. What is this emote? Looks like we might be having a technical issue. This does seem a little bit longer than 30 seconds. Neska and WoW, neither of them have bought. Alright, looks like we're getting back into it. A number of AWPs and a number of rifles on the floor for both teams now. Wolfer mate, just read the tweet on stepping back. Hope you're feeling better soon, man. This is, oh no, not like this Variance. They had all of the positioning. They weren't able to make the most of it. Highly, highly unfortunate. Neska unfortunately not able to do anything there. And auto director's sitting on Cuba's face. Alright guys, good game, and cheers for tuning in. Might cast another one, might not, depends, we'll see. But thanks for joining. Peace.